Hey. Am I visible? There's like a weird delay between the I'm also like testing this out. So just seeing how like much of the delay there is. Oh, so there's a little bit of a delay. Alright. I can work with that though. Hey, what's up, HR Goes Vocal? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. So, a lot of this is just like me testing stuff out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having some fun right now. But I'm testing the stream because I want to experiment with like doing more live streams with like gaming. But I also like talking about comics with y'all. I like talking about comics. Oh, you're doing good? DP fan, far out. It's the mystical green beanie. I wonder if that's like an Ultimate Spider-Man reference. Is it? Let me know. For anyone here, what's been going on? How y'all living? How y'all living life? What's the news? Let me know. I didn't really do much today. I went to the doctor. That was rough. But then I went to like the comic book store. Had a great time. Had a great like some comic book talk. We talk a lot of weird shit about comic book store. It's really fun. We talked about like the ethics of like superheroes. And how like all superheroes are like kind of crazy deep down. Then we started talking about like your religion and like how if characters like Wonder Woman or like Thor showed up, like everyone would just kind of like switch religions, and that would like completely destabilize the way the world worked. So average comic book talk, average comic book shop talk. But I was able to pick up some cool books today. DP fan, yeah, that wasn't Ultimate Spider reference. Yeah, I see you, man of culture. Or woman of culture. I don't know your gender. I'm not gonna assume. I'm just gonna say person of culture. I likes it. I likes it. So yeah. Let me just break out some of the crap I bought from the comic book store today. Bit of a haul. And not all of this is stuff that I got today. Some of the stuff I got last week, but I lived at my girlfriend's house because I am very organized. So, yeah, let's see what I got. Let's break it open. Just like a condom, break it open. Nothing bad will happen after that, right? Yeah, totally. Nothing bad will happen. As my existence is a testament. Alright, so let's actually start off with the stuff I got last week. By the way, how was y'all's Thanksgiving? Thanksgivings are sometimes fun, sometimes they're hectic and crazy. Mine was pretty alright. Yeah, I introduced my girlfriend to my extended family. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it went better than I thought it would. I stressed the hell out for like no reason apparently. Alright, so let's see, for the stuff that I got last week, I shared this like on Instagram, so this isn't like really new for anyone who follows me on my Instagram, which by the way, follow me on Instagram. I think the link should be in my channel. Maybe. I was gonna ask if like y'all could hear me, but by evidence of some of the responses in the chat, obviously you can hear me. This is my first time doing it. I swear. Senpai, it's my first time. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I can't edit that out. Oh well, we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, so let's see. The first big thing that I got last week, that's what she said, that I'm really enjoying is Superman versus Lobo. You know, this comic is really fun. It's weird. Part of me feels like this shouldn't really be like a Black Label book. It kind of just reads like a fun Superman comic. You know what it reads like? It reads like one of those like early 2000s like City of Tomorrow, you know, that era of Superman comics. That's what that reads to me. Thanksgiving was relaxing. There's DP fan. Let's see. Thanksgiving was relaxing. There was Thanksgiving fun, and there was a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies. That's cool. Hey man, Ryan Reynolds is the GOAT. Actually, no, I'm gonna take this off because it is significant. It is like really cold outside, but like it's kind of warm in here actually. Believe it or not, I live in an apartment with heat. Oh, hair looks rough on stream, but yeah, fuck it, whatever. Anyways, back to Superman. Yeah, no, this book is fun. It's cool. Like Tim Seeley really gets Superman. Tim Seeley's like having a blast. Clearly with you know, some of the character stuff between Superman and Lobo and how they're like very mirrored. Also, Beatty. This is my first time seeing. Oh, Sarah Beatty. She also wrote this. Cool. And Mirka Indulfo. I don't know who that is, but I like their art a lot. This is really cool, right? But you know, it reminds me a lot of the like early 2000s, just like regular old Superman comics. I don't know why this is a Black Label book. That's a good question, DP fan. What did happen to Earth 1? I don't know. You know, like, I think the last Earth 1 book to come out was Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 2. And that was like a year and a half ago? 2 years ago? I don't know. It's weird. I like the Earth 1 line a lot. Like, even pre-New 52. Like, if DC was going to reboot, I really would have liked them to just do Earth 1, but not release them cinematically, like, you know, every 2 years. I felt like that was really stupid, and it was really stupid because that killed the line. Let's see, HR Goes Vocal, Thanksgiving was good. I get to try gumbo for the first time. Oh, sweet! That was your first time trying gumbo? Ah, nice. What kind of gumbo was it? Was it like a tofu gumbo? Was it half joke? My mom was vegan, so I was raised vegan. But you know, yeah. What kind of gumbo was it? I love gumbo. A lot of my family's from Louisiana, so gumbo's just a staple of every meal, every day. You can't escape it. Oreo EP, hey, what's up? How you doing? Luke Johnson, the last Earth book. Oh, you're right. No, I'm wrong. The last Earth 1 book was Batman, Volume 3. Yeah, kind of meh. I agree. I don't know. I dug it, but that's only because I read Earth 1 volumes 1, 2, and 3 like back to back to back. Because I really have to. Well, it's just the way these Earth 1 books come out. I have to like reread, you know, the last book that came out before I read the latest one because they just take so long to publish. Let's see, Oreo EP. I think I remember you, unless you changed your name. Tell me something that only you would know. Wait, that doesn't work. Tell me something that only I would know. Wait, that doesn't work either. I don't know anything. What if we just do a thing where, you know, it's screw it. I think I do know you. I do know you. Yeah. I'm sorry. My brain's also very fried. I've been like applying to, I'm like putting in like job applications all day. So when I said earlier I wasn't really doing anything, that was kind of a lie. Not really a lie. More like wishful thinking for how I wish my day went. But it feels like I did nothing because I've just been like outside of going to the comic book store and the doctor. Like I've just been here all day. So sorry. Now I'm like running on a tangent. Where was I? Fuck, I'm just gonna look at the chat. Y'all are gonna help me. Chat, please help me. Help me remember things. JMS was supposed to do Flash Earth 1, and Francis Manipal was supposed to do Aquaman Earth 1. I remember that. I do remember that. I don't know why that never happened. I really would have liked to see an Aquaman Earth 1. Aquaman's like one of my favorite characters, but I think he is rife for reinvention. I think he is one of the perfect characters to kind of like reinvent for the 21st century. Instead of like wasting all this time on like reinventing Superman or reinventing like, you know, Wonder Woman or Batman or all these other characters that are pretty timeless. They don't really need to be reinvented. Characters like Aquaman do need to be reinvented and streamlined heavily. But that's just my opinion. Oh, I know you in real life, Oreo EP. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, I used to work at the comic shop near the college. I don't anymore. Focusing on school, which is significantly less fun. But hey, I'm so close to getting my degree. I can taste it. It's great. It would taste like student loan debt if I didn't make counterintuitive decisions all the way through college. Let's see. Oh, but yeah, thank you, Luke Johnson. Back to Superman versus Lobo. This comic is really cool. But again, it just feels weird for it to be a Black Label book, you know? Because, like, you know, 2004, 2003, this would have just been a regular Superman comic. I don't know. It's fun, but yeah, no, it's weird how, you know, just we're living in a time period now when just a standard Superman comic is considered prestige. Bizarre. What's next? Oh, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I'm loving this comic. This is probably one of my favorite superhero comics coming out right now. Is it my favorite? I don't know. Actually, I think I know what my favorite comic is coming out right now, and it's on my bed right there. But yeah, no. This comic is really cool. Let's see. You are Big Black Man. That's what she said. Let's see. DP fan. Marvel is retcon happy and DC is reboot happy. Oh my God, you're right. Oh Jesus, it's so terrible. Like, dude, I love Marv Wolfman and George Perez. And I especially have like a fondness for them now because I'm reading through Teen Titans, and that's really good. But sweet Jesus, they completely screwed DC over with Crisis on Infinite Earths. That comic just kind of wrecked DC for like 35 years, and they haven't recovered. Fun fact, I was looking through Justice League Incarnate? Is it Incarnate or Infinite? But yeah, dude, I was reading through that, and I was just like, Jesus, this is a perfect example of everything wrong with DC Comics. Like, Jesus Christ. The multiverse, no! Oh my God, please stop. Give me a break. But, yeah, no, man. I don't know, I really feel like Crisis on Infinite Earths destroyed DC Comics. Yeah, it sucks that like one of my favorite writer-artist teams apparently did that. But back to Supergirl, back to thinking positive, because I can think negative all day. In fact, if you've seen some of my videos, you can see just how negative I can get. But yeah, no, Supergirl World of Tomorrow, great comic. Great self-contained piece, too. Tom King is just kind of a master of his craft when it comes to writing. You know what? And let me know if, like, I'm crazy here. I really think Tom King should be the next big Superman writer. Not that I have anything against Philip Kennedy Johnson, or Tom Taylor for that matter. Tom Taylor. I feel like I said that with some animosity. No, Tom Taylor's fine, but I think Philip Kennedy Johnson is the better Superman writer of the two who are working on Superman titles right now. But speaking of the other Tom, I think Tom King does a great job with the Super Family. Superman Up in the Sky was fantastic. Probably the best Superman comic to be released in the past, like, 2-3 years. And he's just doing a great job with this book. Also, Bilquis Evely is amazing. Like, come on, look at this. Dude, look at this art. Jesus. Can you see that? Hold on, let me find another page. Like, there was another one that, like, really struck me. Also, quick FYI, there's a weird thing going on with my light, so if my light blinks out, sorry. That's just something that happens here. But let me see. Bilquis Evely, her art is fantastic. Like, I'm trying to show the I'm trying to, like, show my my webcam, like, you know, her art, but it just, the camera doesn't do it justice. It's like, just, her art's fantastic. What? All right, hold on a second. Let me see who does the inks and colors too, because that's also very important. Let's see. Matthew Lopez is the colorist. I don't know who that is. I don't recognize that name. But the colors are beautiful. They're very warm. I'm not sure if you guys have read the original run on Miss Marvel. Not Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel. With Kamala Khan. This art reminds me a lot of that. The colors specifically remind me a lot of that. I think Mahmoud Assar did the pencils. I can't remember who did the colors, but this reminded me a lot of that. Let's see. DP Fan. I agree with Mystical Green Beanie about the Crisis on Infinite Earths being a mistake. In retrospect, could have just labeled the books with different Earths. Problem solved. Hopefully, yeah. Yep. That about sums it up. That's how I feel about Crisis on Infinite Earths. Very simple solution for a very, I wouldn't even call it a problem. It's just overthinking it. You know, that's a problem. I think, especially when we're working in the entertainment industry, which is an industry. I know what to think about comics is like, you know, it's community, but bitch, you still gotta work. It's capital. But yeah, like, from just kind of first-hand experience in working in the comic book industry and working at a comic book store, it's, I know how those decisions get made, because when you're talking with comics, I mean, movies and TV shows too, I'm sure, but with comics, since that's like that's like a unique medium in which the critical and commercial turnaround is like that. Everything's just like reactionary. So I don't know. I can totally see why Crisis got made. Just like I can see why any of the other reboots that DC's done have been made. Just like everything else has been going on with Marvel in terms of retcons and reimaginings for characters have been made. That's all it is. Just short-term thinking, because the turnaround's so fast and everyone's just kind of like reacting to this thing or that thing. Let's see. Remember when legacy characters were welcomed? Pre-2016 culture war of politics becoming mainstream. God, yes. I posted a video a couple weeks ago talking about that very problem. A character like Jaime Reyes could not survive. And, like, you know, if he was made in 2019 or 2017, he would just be raked over the hot coals by, like, you know, some of the other bigger, you know, politically motivated channels on this platform. Just like other characters, like Renee Montoya as the Question. Great character, great status quo. I really wish DC would do more with her than just shove her on a Pride cover every 12 months. You know, it'd be nice if you actually give her a book. Because Renee Montoya is great, but well, you know, what can you do? But yeah, no, I think the whole culture war thing is weird. I really hope and pray that the culture war dies as fast as it spawned to life on the internet. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. If I have to, like, open this app one more time and I see the word SJW Comics, or I guess words SJW Comics, or alt-right, or this or that, I'm gonna... Man, I'm gonna do shrooms with Grant Morrison, and my brain's going to explode and turn into a dragon and eat everybody. But, you know, that whole thing aside, I feel like that's fleeting. I feel like that's one of those, like, fleeting issues in comics. That's not gonna be around for very long. What's next? Oh, we also got Wonder Woman Evolution. Came out last week. This is really cool. This is the first time in a long time I've read a Wonder Woman comic and enjoyed it. How do I feel about Yellow Flash? Don't know. If he's one of those, like, other YouTubers that just kind of, like, you know, SJW this, I ignore that content. Sorry. Now I remember you. There we go. I totally remember you now. It was like I was like having a hard time, like, putting a face to your name. Yeah, what's up, dude? Long time no see, man. How you been? Oh yeah, but yeah, Wonder Woman Evolution, great comic. Yeah, no. Let's see, Mike Hawthorne I know is the penciler because I follow him on Twitter. He's great. God, just look at this art. Oh my God, I love it so much. It's so beautiful. Again, first time in a long time I've, like, really enjoyed reading a Wonder Woman comic. Probably since was Steve Orlando writing Wonder Woman? During that whole thing where he found out that Diana had a brother, and that Darkseid was like a baby, but he was consuming the souls of the old gods. Yeah, no, like, I think that was the last time I really enjoyed reading Wonder Woman, and then I just kind of fell off. Yeah, no, this is great. It's just kind of like a fun, like, you know, action adventure story. Again, just, I cannot stress enough, like, look at the art in this book. Mike Hawthorne does an amazing job. Who's the inker and who's the colorist? I wonder. Let's see. Adriano Di Benedetto. God, I feel like my physics teacher in high school. But not in, like, a terrible way. Apparently he was a pedophile. I don't know why I added that little tidbit in there, but yeah. Yeah. That's a little bit of Beanie lore. Yeah, no. Adriano Di Benedetto. I'm gonna say Benedetto because I'm uncultured swine and I can't pronounce people's names right. But yeah, their art, their inks are beautiful in this. They're really elevating Hawthorne's pencils, but like not in that like old school Bob Layton kind of way. Like if you read like 70s Iron Man comics, like Bob Layton will just overpower any artist to the point where their pencils just end up looking like his pencils. Inking is a craft. I'm finding now that I'm trying to do art myself, and inking myself and coloring myself is well, I'm good at pencils. I'll leave it at that. And let's see. Jordi Belair is the colorist. Oh, that makes sense. This does look like a Jordi Belair comic. Yeah. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, sorry. I'm neglecting chat right now. Let's see. What do you think about digital versus print? I don't care. I read my comics digitally and I read them physically. I like holding them in my hand, but I also just prefer reading like physical copies of things. I find that when I'm reading like on my phone or like my tablet, I zone out and I lose focus. But if I have like an actual book in my hands, my focus is there and I catch things more. Like if I was reading this comic digitally, my eyes would kind of gloss over some of the detail in the art. So there's just that. Let's see. Oreo EP. I like to collect physical and read digital to keep physical in good condition. Yeah. I feel you on that. I should probably do that too. It would definitely save on space, because space is a thing I am running out of, unfortunately, with all these goddamn comics. Yeah, it's funny. My girlfriend helped me move a couple months ago, actually a year now. She helped me move a year ago, and we noticed that I had like 30 boxes. 22 of them were comics. So that's a problem that I have. Let's see. HR goes vocal. Chicken, shrimp, and sausage gumbo. Oh, sweet, nice. Hey, you got the works done, my man. Spicy or just like palatable. I prefer my gumbo. That was gonna be a terrible joke that no doubt would have gotten me deplatformed. So I'm just not gonna say it. But yeah, spicy or palatable. Let me know. I'm a big gumbo fan. I like cooking too. Gumbo's not a thing I've made myself or by myself. I usually have help from people, namely my aunt and my godmother. Let's see. Rube, you don't mean to get personal? Yeah. Same girl. Nah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, you got a question, I'll answer it. Like, it's all good. Let's see. Yeah. Good to see you in the stream, by the way. Like, I haven't spoken to you in like God knows how long. So yeah, good to catch up. But yeah, those were the books that I got last week. Really good stuff, by the way. So I highly recommend checking into that if you aren't like hip at all. As for the stuff that I got this week, I picked up kind of on a whim, Wonder Woman Historia. I was not expecting to buy this book. I'm not the biggest Kelly Sue DeConnick fan. I'm also not the biggest Wonder Woman guy. Wonder Woman's a character that I appreciate, but I'm not like a huge Wonder Woman guy. But Yeah, no. I cracked this open and I looked at some of the art by Phil Jimenez, and I was like, nah, bro, fuck it, I need this book in my life. Like, come on, man, look at this. What's another one? Like, there's one with Zeus in it that just blew me away in the comic shop. Wait, hold on a second. There's also a great page. Like, bro, just like looking at this makes me feel like I'm Joe Rogan. Have you ever tried DMT? Because this feels like DMT. Dude, where's the one with Zeus though? It's like the introduction of Zeus. It's just, here we go. Look at that. Come on. Come on. This is beautiful, dude. So, I couldn't pass this up. I had to buy it. Let's see. Every year there's clickbait about if comics are dying, but yet they survive. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, DP fan. Wait a second. Your your name is brilliant. I love it. But yeah, no, comics aren't. Here's the thing: comics aren't gonna die. Why? Because comics are an art form. You know, you can't kill art. Simple as that. But second, I mean, at least as far as like Marvel and DC are concerned, these are like lucrative IP for like movies and video games and stuff like that. Like, they're not just gonna throw the shit out anytime soon, at least. And if they do, they're probably not gonna like throw them out completely. At worst, everything's gonna be moved to like Marvel Unlimited or DC Universe or whatever. As far as Marvel and DC are concerned, and everything will be, you know, be available like digitally, and they'll be printed in like trade paperback form, much like manga. So, you know, that's the worst that's gonna happen probably. But that's probably not gonna happen for like another 3-4 years, at the soonest. Most likely, you know, knowing how out of touch and out of tune the big two are, it's gonna take a little longer than that. Like, I'd say like 10-15 years. But yeah, no, comics they're not gonna go anywhere. Let's see. I stopped Oreo EP. I stopped reading after Civil War II. Only thing I've seen that was interesting is the Spider-Man book that went by like 10 years each issue. 10 years each issue. What book was that? Huh? Was that J.J. Abrams Spider-Man book where like you were following Peter's son? Oh wait, no, Life Story. You talking about Life Story? Because Life Story is great. I want to review that on the channel at some point. But I'm very lazy, and I like to put a lot of thought on my reviews, as evidence from my my Ultimates retrospective, which I am working on the final part too. I know it's been a long time. I know some people have they've kind of given up on me actually putting it out, but no, I am working on it. I'm like a quarter. No, I'm like a third of the way through the script. In terms of like me being satisfied with it. And after that, all you have to do is like, you know, record it and edit it, and that doesn't usually take a long time. The longest, I guess, like the most taxing part of like making my videos is the script writing process. But yeah, no, it's just a lot of work, and that's why I put out like a video every couple of weeks, because it's I like to put a lot of thought into like the videos that I make. I don't know. I'm a simp for comics, so I like to put my best foot forward with them, in like terms of reviewing them, talking about them. Um, but yeah, let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, but yeah, that was Wonder Woman Historia. Great comic. I would definitely pick it up just for the art. It's what, $7.99, I think. Yeah, it's $7.99, but totally worth it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Up next, we have Iron Man Volume 2. Now, I said that Tom King's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is like probably one of my favorite superhero comics coming out right now. This is my favorite superhero comic coming out right now. Christopher Cantwell is like he doing it. He doing it. God, this book is just so good. Kafu is the artist. If you haven't seen Kafu's art, let me find a good page to just to blow some loads over. Look at this. Just a conversation page. Beautiful stuff. Or even like, like this. It's throwback page to I think that's like Avengers 170. It's like the Korvac saga. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I don't read the Avengers usually. I don't know, it's weird. I like the I like the Avengers individually. Like, I really like Iron Man, I really like Thor, I really like Captain America, I like Hawkeye a lot. But just I don't care to read a fucking book about them. This is on a team. I don't give a shit about the Avengers. I don't know, this is always weird. This comic is fantastic. Probably like one of my favorite. Actually, not probably. This is the most I've enjoyed Iron Man in a long ass time. I'm talking 10 years. Like, since Fraction left the book, I have not enjoyed Iron Man this much. But Iron Man's weird like that, Iron Man is either one of the best comics coming out right now, or one of the worst comics coming out at any given point. This just so happens to be like an era where it's one of the best. I'm reading this in trade, by the way, just because I feel like it reads better in trade. I should be reading it monthly because I just saw that Volume 3 doesn't come out until May. So that's painful. I keep up with the story. Whenever I go to my local comic shop and like there's a new issue coming out, I flip through it. So I know what's going on right now. But I really like read it and like properly like mind digest it. Like get that shit in my soul through trade. But I also just read all of my comics through trade nowadays. Let's see. Life Story. Yeah, that comic is great. Oh, you peace out? Oh! Alright, take care, Oreo EP. Thanks, bro. Thanks for showing up. Let's see. DV Fan. I heard that the government collect and preserve comics as an art form. Yes, they do! A buddy of mine works for the Library of Congress, and something I did not know was that comics are, a lot of them are sought after by the Library of Congress, and they're preserved. So that's cool. I'm thinking of donating. Well, not donating. I'm thinking of selling some of my collection to the Library of Congress, because I know there's some stuff in there that they don't have. Well, I shouldn't say I know, because I've only been to like their comic exhibit like once. And by exhibit I mean like just the stuff they had like out available to the public. It was sort of like that, like Superman. It was like a Superman thing with Dan Jurgens was there, and one of the old like editors for DC Comics was there. He also wrote like Legion of Superheroes. I feel like I said that with like such authority. Like, I've been to the Library of Congress. Like, it's technically yes. But just for like an event where I met Dan Jurgens, and me being the idiot that I was, I did not have anything for him to sign. So I had him sign like a fucking pamphlet or some shit, which I'm so disappointed in myself. Which is what I have a copy of, like Superman Hunter Prey, which is like probably the best Superman comic, like not the best Superman comic ever written, but it's like one of the best, like, you know, Superman comics I've read personally. Like, I have a copy of that, and I didn't find it in time for him to sign it. So that sucks. But yeah, I need to check myself on that. Sometimes I'll like say something and I'll like make a grand sweeping statement, but in reality it's just kind of like, I don't really say yeah, no. Speaking of grand sweeping statements and stuff, actually before I move on to the next one, let's look at the chat. DP fan, I feel like Bendis' Avengers, it was fun, but Bendis' verse stuff usually has a lot of unfinished plot threads and potential storylines that he sets up and never finishes. Yeah, absolutely right. I don't have anything to add to that. That's a problem that I have with Bendis' ongoing comics. The only time I can't really think of him having that problem is Daredevil with Alex Maleev. What else? I think that might be the only thing that he's done that like doesn't have a lot of like plot holes or like unresolved story threads. Because Ultimate Spider-Man is chock full of them. That was like my big issue. I remember back in like middle school when Miles Morales was being introduced. Actually, I was in high school at that point, I think. No, I was still in middle school. Well, like, one of my biggest problems with Miles Morales coming in to like replace Peter Parker was there was just so much that was left unresolved from the Peter Parker era that just kind of got dropped. And I know a lot of people were like optimistic when Miles took over. They were like, no, they're going to continue all that stuff with Miles, and they didn't. So, yeah, that's just a thing that Bendis does. I would still say that I like Bendis, because he does put out stuff that I like every once in a while. Batman Universe, for example, great comic, probably one of the best Batman comics published in recent years. Really fun. It's like Batman Brave and the Bold, but like PG-13, if that makes sense. But yeah, Bendis frustrates me. It's like an abusive relationship being a Bendis fan. But moving on to something that's not Bendis related, because I can talk about Bendis all day. Department of Truth by James Tynion IV. This comic is fantastic. I feel kind of bad because I read a lot of Marvel and DC, and I feel like I don't read enough indie, despite the fact that I read a lot of indie. But I often feel like I don't read enough indie. Like, I'm not a real comic book fan. But like that like mindset is like really dumb. So I often just ignore it. But yeah, like of the indie comics that I'm reading currently, this is probably my favorite. Basically, the point of this book is that every conspiracy theory is real, but that's because this is a world where if you believe in something hard enough, well then it just comes true. You know, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, it's kind of like an X-Files type book. Really fun, really cool. Yeah, and the art is fantastic. Look at this. It's very sketchy. It's very kind of gross looking and grim and gritty. It reminds me a lot of early Vertigo stuff. You know, like early Hellblazer, and Sandman and stuff like that. Who's the artist for this? Martin Simmons or Martin Simmons. Nailed it. Also, a big thing I don't bring up, the lettering. The lettering in this is done really weird. And the letterer is Aditya Bidikar. Great stuff. Like, just look at these text boxes. They're like really kind of funky looking. Like, just kind of makes you feel uneasy a little bit, or it makes me feel uneasy. I should say. But yeah, this is this is like one of my favorite horror comics coming out right now. Probably my favorite horror comic coming out right now. Although I've heard Gideon Falls is great. I read the first couple issues of that, and I just kind of put it down because comics are expensive. But yeah. Yeah, Department of Truth. Great comic. Highly recommend it if you're into, like, you know, like conspiracy theory stuff and, like, you know, the whole QAnon thing, and just going down that rabbit hole. It's how weird and bizarre and fun it is. And also just, like, great horror comics, like fringe horror. So yeah, that's the stuff that I got this week. Pretty good week or I guess 2 weeks for comics. Yeah, what are you guys reading? Let me know. I'm thinking of wrapping this guy up in a little bit, because we are going on like an hour, and it was kind of just like a test stream. You know, I didn't really think this out. I just asked you guys a couple weeks ago if you wanted to see me do some more streaming stuff, and the majority said yes, and this is me kind of delivering on that. But I really wanted to like test it out and see if I could do it first, and luckily I can. So yeah, let's see. DP fan, have you ever read the Marvel Earth X stuff? Feels like an ending to the entire Marvel Universe and tries to wrap up the entire Marvel Universe history in Bible-like text. I have not read Earth X. A buddy of mine has. He really likes it. He raves about it. Actually, no, I take that back. I have read Earth X. But it was years ago. Like, years ago. And I didn't appreciate it when I first read it. I was like maybe 9 or 10. Because that was like when I was really like trying to get into like comics, and I was like, what's this? And I read Earth X, and I was like, this sucks. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to it. That's definitely something I want to check out again with, you know, adult eyes and adult sensibilities. Adult. But yeah, no. Especially after watching the Eternals movie and how that film pulls very heavily from Earth X with all the celestial stuff. Yeah, I'm very interested in checking that out. Let's see. Luke Johnson for Marvel, Daredevil, then Devil's Reign, Thor, and you're going to trade weight on the Hulk. Daredevil's amazing. Yeah, that's like up there with like one of my favorite comics coming out right now too. Chip Zdarsky's a master, absolute master, that mad lad. But I feel like that's kind of shallow praise for Daredevil. Like Daredevil hasn't really had a bad comic run except for like maybe 2 or 3. Like the Andy Diggle stuff, when like Daredevil became like the leader of the Hand, that was pretty crappy. Actually, no, at the very least, the stuff leading up to it was all right, and then Shadowland is just a dog shit piece of waste of paper. But yeah, outside of that, I can't think of much in terms of like bad Daredevil content. But yeah, Chip Zdarsky's really kind of maintaining the status quo of Daredevil, not really having a bad comic. Let's see, Devil's Reign. I am very interested in seeing that. I am very fascinated in what Marvel's going to do with the Kingpin moving forward. Especially now that Nick Spencer also brought back the Rose. Like he resurrected him from the dead. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see if Marvel does anything with Richard Fisk and the Devil's Reign story arc. Let's see, Thor. That's Donny Cates' Thor. I heard that's really good. I'm reading that in trade. So you know, I'm not all that up to date, but I'm liking it so far. Let's see, and Hulk. Is that also the Donny Cates Hulk? Because I think the final trade for Al Ewing and I can't remember the other Joe Bennett. I think the final trade for their run on Immortal Hulk came out already, right? But if you're talking about the Donny Cates Hulk with Ryan, not Ryan Stegman, Ryan Otley doing the art, that first issue is really fun. A bit repetitive, you know. I feel like we've definitely seen that whole idea of like, oh, what if the Hulk is actually protecting us from Bruce Banner because Bruce Banner's the real bad guy. I feel like we've seen that idea before, but yeah, I'm interested in seeing if Donny Cates does something interesting and new with it. I hope not to have like the hyper unpopular opinion on this like I have with Scott Snyder's Batman, where I just feel like Scott Snyder's Batman run is like a rehash of Grant Morrison's Batman, but like done in a Michael Bay movie kind of way. But yeah, I'm sure I just lost like 8 subscribers when saying that. Yeah, no. Well, not 8 subscribers, like 2 people watching. But you know, if people go back and watch the streams, probably gonna be mad. But yeah, no. The Donny Cates Hulk, yeah, cool. Donny Cates is a great writer. I've been a fan of his ever since the God Country. It was like the first graphic novel he put out from Image. Great stuff. Let's see. For DC, you're reading The Flash, Deathstroke Incorporated, and Robin. Let me know what Flash is. I was reading the first couple issues, but I dropped off just because I think the book's kind of mediocre. Which is a shame because like Wally West is like my favorite DC Comics character. But yeah, that book just feels like it's just there because DC obligatorily has to put out a Flash comic every month. But yeah, no. If you're really enjoying it, let me know what you think. I saw the cover on the latest issue. Dr. Fate was there. I like Dr. Fate too, so you know, just yeah, let me know if it's great. Deathstroke Incorporated. I read the first issue of that. Really fun, but yeah, just comics are expensive, so I just couldn't afford it. And Robin, also really fun, but I can't afford to keep up with it. But I'm glad you're keeping it alive. Let's see. As for indie, TMNT Last Ronin, my man's. Yes, for the culture. Last Ronin is great. Radiant Black, yes, also a great comic. The comic's fantastic. It's weird. It's a lot like Invincible in the sense that like the first couple issues you're reading it, you're like, this is stupid and I don't care, and then the twist. They hit you with the twist, and you're like, yeah. I'm not doing. Okay, I'm sorry. This is me on like live stream. This is just how I am in life. Sorry for my buffoonery. Radiant Black is really good. I'm glad someone else is checking it out. I'm glad you're a man of culture. And Ultra Mega, also great. I was collecting that, and then they started doing like a crossover, and then I stopped. But glad to see Ultra Mega getting some love. Flash had a rough first. Let's see, Luke Johnson. Flash had a rough first arc, but it's actually my favorite DC book. I actually really enjoy Wally's current status quo working for Mr. Terrific. Oh! Well, I might have to check that out then. Okay. Okay. Oh. At first, you piqued my interest. Now you've got my attention. I think that's how he says that. I'm no Leonardo DiCaprio, but I try. Alright. Yeah. Alright, let's check that out. DB Fan says IDW Ninja Turtles was a cool, gritty reboot. It was. Although wasn't Ninja Turtles always kind of gritty? You know, like at least in comics, I feel. TV shows and movies, they're like usually just kind of like for the kids. With the exception of like those weird Michael Bay movies that came out. Ninja Turtles always felt gritty to me. At least the old like Mirage stuff that I have, which granted isn't a lot of it. It's just like disparate trade collections that skip around, but pretty gritty. The new stuff is very gritty. It's ultra gritty, ultra violent, and really cool. It touches on like a lot of the East Asian East Asian mythology, and like incorporates that into like the Ninja Turtles mythology. I think that's really cool. I'm glad there's people who are like also enjoying the IDW Turtle stuff. I actually want to review some of that stuff at some point because I really liked the beginning of it. I dropped off around like issue like 60 something, just because comics are expensive. But I'll get back into it, especially after reading like Last Ronin. I'm really enjoying that. Let's see. What's going on with Wally West nowadays? Is he Dark Flash yet? Since DC loves taking him into dark, hopeless places without a family. So apparently, Luke Johnson just said that, Wally's working for Mr. Terrific. And like, it's like a fun, comfy book, and I don't know. I'm excited for that. Seems like for the first time in forever, DC's like actually treating Wally West not like an unwanted redheaded stepchild. So, yeah. Anyways, this was fun. This was really fun to do. But we're at an hour, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for showing up. This was like a fun little test just to like see if I could stream, see like. Like really like nail the mechanics of it down. But this was fun, guys. Great talking to y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for showing up. Great conversation. I'm gonna see if I can try to do these like every Wednesday. When new comic book day. So yeah. Anyways, if you like the content, hit that like button, share it with the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I am the mystical... Wait. I am the mystical Beanie. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos, adios.